Hey everyone, this is my second video I'm doing. It's not from outside on the grill or the pit, but it is a critical skill to learn. Every guy should know how to cook a proper steak, and this is one of the easiest and best ways that you can do it. The results are awesome. They come out great every time, and you're going to enjoy the results. So let me show you. And the best thing about it is that it's very simple to do. It doesn't get very much easier than this. All you're going to need is some steak. I have a bone-in ribeye. It doesn't have much of a bone in it, but this is a big one. We're going to eat this for two. It's not quite 2 pounds, but pretty close. So I have this ribeye. You can see on the ribeye, a lot of fat, a lot of marbling in it. That just means flavor. The other thing you're going to need, some salt and pepper and some melted butter, and that's going to do it as far as ingredients that you will need. So what we're going to do first is take this steak and season it up with a bit of salt. You get a little better coating of salt if you do it from higher up. And then a little pepper. This is already ground. You can use the grinder over it. Steak loves pepper. Let's do the other side. Get it all seasoned up. Get a little sides here even. Some pepper. Get that kind of pushed in a little bit just so it gets in there good. And then what I'm going to do, and this is one of those things, I should have done this probably first, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to take this melted butter, now that I've patted this in a little bit, sorry, I'm going to take this melted butter and I'm just going to brush it over the top, well, and the bottom when I turn it over, which will then be the top. So both sides, how about that? I'm going to cover both sides with melted butter. I just took maybe a tablespoon of butter, melted it in this glass container in the microwave, and for about 10 or 12 seconds is all it really takes. And then we're in good shape for getting that melted and covered, and we can do what we need to do. Again, just get that down there. Nice cover. What this butter is going to do is, because this already has a lot of fat, it's not really serving the purpose of, making it cook easier or adding some liquid or moisture is what I want to say to it. But what it is doing is it's going to give us a nice brown color. Get some of that. There you go, and I'll just pour the rest of this on when we get in there. So that's what, the meat's still a little cool, I guess, so tightening that butter up. I have a cast iron pan heating up on the stove, getting it hot, and we'll go over to the stove here in just a second and continue with the recipe. All right, so I've had my cast iron pans, just my 12-inch Lodge cast iron, kind of my go-to steak pan, heating up on the stove. It's really hot. I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil. I don't want to use the olive oil, and I don't want to use just the butter. First off, there's butter on the steak, but it's too hot, and you need a really hot temperature to be able to cook the steak well. Steakhouses and stuff, they go over 1,000 degrees, so it's very difficult for the home cook to replicate that. How we're going to do it, cook it in a real hot pan here with some oil. Then we're going to put it in the oven to finish it off a little bit. You can tell it's hot by how that oil just all of a sudden goes over. Let me grab the steak and let's put it in. There you go. You hear that sizzle and you know that it's ready to go. So we're going to let that go about 3 or 4 minutes on a side and check it out. And then on this fat side, I'm going to sear that just a little bit before I pop it in the oven. So we'll let that go for a couple minutes. Like I said, 3 or 4 minutes maybe, and then we'll turn it and go from there. Okay, you can hear it sizzling, you can hear it going well. I had some of the butter that came off, so I wanted to get it on there. It's got some good flavor to it. That'll help. And we'll check this back again in just a minute. Okay, it's been about 3.5, 4 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and flip this. Oh, there you go. A little smoky. But hang on, I'll let you. Can you see that? What a nice sear. You're going to let them cook a little longer. This is a pretty thick steak, 1.5 inches or something like that. It's pretty thick, so you let it go a little longer. If you're just cooking a normal steak, smaller ones, you know, single portions or whatever, and it's only like less than 1 inch thick or 1 inch thick or something, you're only going to want to let it go for 2 minutes maybe, something like that, because you don't want to overcook it. There's no such thing as a good well done steak. Medium well is really pushing it. Medium I can have. Alright, I'm just going to get the sides before we go in the oven with it. And when I go in the oven, I'm only going in for maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll let it rest, see how it is. Alright. So it's ready to go in the oven. We have the oven preheated. I'm only going to go at 400, like I said, about 10 minutes. So we'll come back after that. We'll check the temperature with an instant read thermometer and see where we're at. Okay, so I've got it out of the oven now. I've looked at the temperature. It's just a little lower than 135 with this thermometer. It's showing that it's about 125, 130, depending where I measure it. So I'm going to let this rest a little bit. It'll come up to temperature, and then I'm going to take just some garlic, put it in some butter, put it in the pan from the sauce, stir, and then throw in a little red wine vinegar, stir it up, and I'll have a nice little pan sauce to go with it as well. So I'm going to let this rest. We'll come back and cut it, and you can admire from then. All right, it's rested for about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cut it open, and we'll just kind of give it a cut here. Have a look at the inside. And there you go, a little medium, looking good. And of course, you know, I got some sauce aside, but I'm gonna have to cut a piece, and what would it be if I didn't sample? So it's chef's privilege. Oh man, if you cook a steak like this, you will impress your friends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, whoever. They're gonna love this. Thanks for watching. I'll try and put some more up, cooking a few other things on the pit or in here just to share with you. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.